Give me a plumb.
Well, hey guys, welcome to the 5 After. Things look a little different this week because we are doing this after we just finished our first in-person service in a very long time. So picking up a little sound stuff there. We're going to figure this out, but we started a new series called The New Normal today, talking about what church is going to look like for us in this next season. And I'm joined by Pastor Chris today.
Absolutely. How you guys doing?
So, Chris, did you have fun today?
Yeah, it was really good. You know, one of the things that I probably miss most than anything is just being able to worship and hearing the voices in the room. And that was really, really good. You know, it's easy to get great content online, whether or not at our church or so many different churches that are doing broadcasts right now. But being able to sing and all that, and of course, those that can't make it or those who are out of town, either on vacation, or for those that just normally watch, that you don't live in Clarksville, thank you so much for joining us online. You guys are a huge blessing.
Well, and we've said, you know, we are in this season, we're an online church with an in-person gathering. And I know, like for me right now, my family is at home enjoying our online campus. I'm here in our in-person gathering. And so we are a church in many locations. And so for whether you're an online campus person or you're showing up at our physical gatherings, you're trying to figure out some combination of both, you're a part of oneChurch, and we're so glad you guys are with us. If you have questions about today's message, or you have a comment you'd like to share with Chris, you can post that, and we would love to answer that. So, Chris, this is part 2 of a message from 13 years ago.
Yeah, what's so kind of funny about that, Luther, is back in the very beginning of January of 2007, our launch team was meeting in a coffee house. And we had about 32 people in the room. And we were like, okay, what is our mission statement going to be? What is our target going to be? And I shared with them an illustration from the Olympic Games back in 2004 that I actually shared today online. You probably got that as well. And I just think that's kind of cool, just being able to, hey, we're repeating some stuff. There's some things that's just not going to change, but that's who we are. But there's also some things that are changing, and we have to hold our strategy open-handed. And if you know anything about oneChurch.tv, our strategy revolves around the rooms of a home, foyer, living room, kitchen. And our foyer environment is a large group environment. Everything is with the guest in mind. And one of the things that we talked about a while back ago is that we're probably not going to get a lot of guests in person in the room. So we're going to continue doing our online. That's going to be our foyer environment. But our in-room is going to be more living room, and it's going to be more getting to know God and one another and prayer and communion. And it's, like I said, that's what we did today in the room.
So Chris, you just used a couple terms that maybe folks don't understand at home. You used the term foyer, living room.
Yep.
And for us, we do life as a church in 3 rooms of a home.
Yep.
Foyer, living room, kitchen.
Yep.
Can you give me the elevator version of those?
Thank you, but and honestly, that's insider terminology, and thanks for calling me out. Foyer is our large group environment where we do everything with the guest in mind. And just as somebody who shows up at your house and they knock on your front door, and there's the first part they come into is your foyer. That's people who know me. They don't come knock on the front door. They just come into the garage. So our foyer environments are people who normally maybe not know church, maybe don't know definitely our church. And we want to create an environment for them on Sunday mornings, and it used to be in the room where they take a second look at God in the church. And our living room environments are medium-sized environments where the guests become friends. And that's where relationships start to form. One of our most popular living room environments is starting to serve on a team. So it goes from foyer to living room, and then our smallest environment is our kitchen, or we like saying kitchen table environments. And those are our small groups environments, and this is where the friends become family. And again, I don't know about you and your family, but life happens around the kitchen table, and we talk about stuff. We go back to school, we talk about fears and what's going to happen and what's going to happen tomorrow and all this stuff. So our church revolves around those 3: foyer, living room, kitchen. And honestly, our foyer environment has moved online. So that you're watching us online, we're so grateful for that.
Yeah, and it's funny. I love that kitchen analogy. You know, for the people who've done small group with us forever, they know where the little Debbie cabinet is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're the people who have refrigerator benefits in our home. And I love those three words: guest, friends, family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we want folks to move as you move through your One Church experience, is to go from feeling like a guest to becoming our friend to eventually feeling like your family with us. Because we do believe that life change happens best in that family environment. That's where you can be challenged to grow in your faith. It's where people can call you out on your mess, but can also laugh with you, cry with you. These are the people you call in the middle of the night when things go wrong.
Yeah.
And so,
and just a quick shameless plug, in 2 weeks, on August the 23rd, we're going to be doing something called Group Link online. It's going to be group launch, and it's where you can get involved in a group, and whether that be digitally or virtually, or if you're wanting to be in person in a group, you'll have the opportunity to do that in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, well, Chris, what are as you prepared for this, what were your big aha moments? Was there anything that, now that you've preached it a couple times, that you think, I wish I'd just said that? Were there any of those moments? Or
no, I wish I'd said that. To be honest with you, the thing I was struggling with to begin is, do I even speak? You know, like I said, we've been having great content going out online, but the thing I just want to do is worship right now. And you know this, when we go to a conference and stuff, I don't go to the conference usually to hear Andy Stanley or hear anybody else at Catalyst or whatever. I love the worship. So just being able to worship in the room, I love that. And it's the reason why we want to continue to do good online worship as well. So if you're online, we don't want to leave you out. And so I just would encourage you guys and what our challenge was this morning is to share. If you're online, the best way you can actually invest and invite people to not just oneChurch.tv, but to Jesus Christ, is to share the message of what we're putting out visually.
Absolutely. You know, I know one of the things I have loved most, you know, Sunday mornings for us are work days. Mm-hmm. And so I have loved this season of hanging out in my living room with my family every Sunday morning and worshiping and singing together. And so for whatever that looks like for you and your family, whether you're all piled up in your living room together and joining the online experience and worshiping, I would encourage you to worship together as parents. Lead your children in that. Or whether you're showing up here with us on some Sunday mornings, worship all week so that you come in a pro and ready to go. I think you mentioned that in your sermon today.
What was that? Come in to a pro and ready to go?
Come in as a pro ready to go.
You
mentioned that when you talked about leading today. You can't lead people where you haven't been. And so as we show up on Sunday mornings to lead people in our worship, if we haven't worshiped Monday through Saturday, we're not going to be leading people on Sunday.
And let me simply say this. I did this online in the room, but I also want to do this online. Well, I want to thank Elevate Church. Absolutely. I want to thank Pastor Bruce for allowing us to be able to meet and be generous with their time and with their location. You just don't know how much that means. And so I just want to say thank you, Pastor Bruce. Thank you so much, Elevate, for giving oneChurch.tv a place to meet. That means more to us than you will ever know. And it's a great example of churches helping churches, and the Big C Church is bigger than any denomination, any label, any of that. So thank you, Pastor Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, why are we named One Church?
That's right. Because we didn't want to put Methodist or Presbyterian or Baptist in the name, because ultimately in the end we're not about a label. We're about Jesus Christ. And One Church got started, and we were launched by a Baptist church, First Baptist downtown. But the reason why we chose oneChurch.tv is because in John chapter 17, Jesus in his high priestly prayer, he says, you know what? I want all Christians everywhere from here on out, I want them to be able to see the oneness that we have between our Heavenly Father, and that they would be one. And that's why we're here. It's not to elevate one church. It's not to elevate any denomination. It's about, we want to elevate Jesus Christ. And if you want to do that, then welcome to our mission.
Yeah. Well, guys, we are so glad you hung out with us today. If you've already watched the service today, we're going to ask you to do that thing that Chris challenged you to do in the sermon. Share it so that the people on your social media know that you were at church this morning. Invite them to watch it with you. Host a watch party, whatever that looks like for you. But you know, we talk about one of the 4 things that you do as a involved member at One Church is share. We invite people. And so I would really encourage you to go on and share that service on Facebook, YouTube, whatever that looks like for you. Invite your friends to watch it. Guys, we love you. Chris, anything you want to tell us as we're heading out today?
Yes. Go and be the church.
Guys, we love you. We will see you next week.